Okay. Okay, great. So now let me do this. And there you are.
You're now a co-host.
Okay.
Rebecca, I'm letting you in first. And then as soon as you get in, I'll make you a co-host. Okay, Rebecca, you should be a co-host.
Okay, I'm looking at the screen. This is good. We have 6 minutes. We have a minion. So
Oh my God. Rabbi, Iris is coming in as herself, not as Howard tonight.
well, they're together, so so I would think that they are, you know, they're there, so they're together.
Okay, thanks.
And just as Susan is probably my sister-in-law and Jay together.
Yep.
And Linda, I guess we should do a sound check.
Okay, check, check, check.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. Better to do it than deal with it if it doesn't work.
Right, and similarly, Lisa, should we do a sound check just to make sure?
Here I am.
Okay, that sounds good.
And
a different room.
I'll get my cue.
Looks like a different room or a different angle.
Different angle.
Okay. It's a different background.
It's a very nice look, Lisa.
Thank you. It's Zoom decorating at its best, I guess.
Oh, and where are you tonight, Catherine? Oh, is that Westover?
Yeah, it's my school background, which I'll take off.
Wow, it kind of looks, you know, looks like we're on vacation. Kind of.
I needed it today because it was so gray and dreary all day. So
Yeah.
It was nice to have that background. Kind of fooled me into thinking it was nicer out.
Last night, Phil was in outer space, so I
Yes.
thought that was pretty fun.
That's right. Actually can be quite distracting, really, if you have my particular learning problems.
Rabbi, Art sends his very best, dear. He's a little bit under the weather the last 2 days, so, but we did hear
Thank
him.
you. Hope
we
it's
heard-
nothing.
No, it's nothing. It's just little lack of energy and lots of sleeping. We did have the ability to stream the memorial service, and I have to say it was just beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Excuse me, Rabbi.
Yes.
Will YouTube be on streaming at the same time?
Yeah, it's already up on YouTube. So I don't know if it's showing on the top of your screen. On the top of mine, it says sort of live on YouTube.
Oh, okay, because I don't I see yesterday's, I don't see today's. And I went to the website, B'nai Israel website,
Huh.
because we have other people here today,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's my problem or,
Take a look at the video.
okay. Oh, I can look here too.
Oops, wrong. This is what happens now. We have all these, too many devices.
I'm getting it.
Let me try one other thing.
Yes, Eric is trying
Sharing.
up on.
Meeting is now streaming live.
Setting up. Done. Okay, great. So let me just do this and then I'll. Iris, is it in?
No, it's mom's the Shiva from yesterday and the memorial service from yesterday are showing.
Huh, because
What?
there's a short delay.
Right. Okay. So maybe once we start, then it'll.
It should be going though. So let me just see if I can go to one other place. Yes, it's live. 2 people are watching.
2 people are watching. That might be my 2 TVs.
Okay.
Make
Okay,
sure you
we'll deal
silence
with it.
the TVs. If you're on your computer, you need to make sure that only one device is going at a time. I mean, otherwise there's feedback. If you have the television and it's in listening distance from the computer, it'll get all mixed up. So just
Correct. I have it in 2 different rooms.
excellent. Okay.
Okay. So then
Yeah.
I should be okay. Okay.
Hello, Eric, can you hear me?
Yes.
This is Arlen Harvey.
Oh, Harvey, there you are. Oh, okay.
Just wanted to let you know we joined in. We just got the link this evening.
Oh, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Sorry about your mom.
She was a
Thank you.
wonderful
Thank
woman.
you. She always enjoyed it when you guys would, she truly enjoyed it when you guys would come out and when you would fly in, as it were. So,
Yeah, we enjoyed it too, and the kids. They were she was very special to them.
right. And I know that seeing folks in Florida as well. I'm just checking to see whether or not I think that I see that Gail has just joined, and it is 7:02, and so I think we should. I do think I know that Michelle Rosen, our sisterhood president, and her daughter Rebecca, who are doing such an amazing job with the Zoom tonight. They'll continue to let people in. I think we should get started.
Excuse me, Rabbi, I'm going to mute everybody so that we have control. If you can just unmute yourself once I do that, please.
For sure. For sure. Thank you. And as Michelle and Rebecca are letting folks in, I see that I know most people on the screens I saw, but just in case there are some friends of Gail or Jay or Howard and Iris, Jim and Carol, I'm Rabbi Eric. I'm the 3rd child, streaming tonight here from my study in Southbury. Shiva, has originally envisioned as a home gathering, and technology has enabled our family to likewise sit Shiva together with our family, all from our respective residences, be we in Florida and Georgia or New York and Connecticut. I know I speak for all of us in our appreciation for the comfort and support we've received these past several days from so many dear ones, including relatives and friends we haven't seen in a very long time. Truly, your words and presence uplift us. You help to remind us that it's not that in the midst of life we are in death, but that in the midst of death we are in life. Our service tonight has two distinct segments. First, prayers that might be recited any evening, and then prayers and a reflection that specifically bring us together here. After our service is over, there will be an opportunity to visit with Iris or with my siblings and me. We're going to be in different breakout rooms, and we invite you both to say hello and then to pop in from room to room. Now, we're going to be screen sharing our service this evening. Member of our congregation, Catherine Albee, will be leading the screen sharing. The service begins on page 4. The text which we're using is Mishkan Tefillah, the Reform Movement's prayer book. And should you wish and be able, we do invite you to rise for the Baruch Hu, as Linda Goodman, our Director of Sacred Music, calls our minyan together.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
And I now read on page 7, our praise to you, Eternal One, who brings evening evermore.
Baruch Adonai HaMahari Varavim.
And I read at the bottom of page 8, praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel.
Baruch Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Page 10.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Abed.
Please be seated. The English translation of the Ve'ahavta that Linda will be singing this evening can essentially be found with a few changes on page 12.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And these words which I command you instead shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently to your children. And you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up, and when you rise up, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your
I read towards the bottom of page 14. When your children witnessed your dominance, they praised your name in gratitude, and they accepted your sovereignty. Moses, Miriam, and all Israel sang to you together, lifting their voices joyously. Mi Chamocha, page 16.
I don't think my picture's there, but that's fine.
You know? It's fine. Alexis.
Adonai Himloch Leolam Vahed. Adonai Himloch Leolam Vahed. Adonai Himloch Leolam Vahed. Leolam, Leolam, Leolam Vahed.
Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. We now turn to page 74 as we begin, and we'll be reciting the beginning prayers of the Tefillah. For those who wish, we invite you to rise. We'll be singing the prayers on the right-hand pages of our prayer book. You'll see them on the even pages, pages 74, 76, 78, as we join together with Linda.
Adonai sifatai tiftachu fi agi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibur Bahanara, El Yahun Gomer Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Hasiva Behimahot, Umevi Gula Livnei B'neihem, L'man Shema Be'ahava. Melech Ozer Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham V'Ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibur Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atavrad Le'Hoshia, Mekachel Chaim B'Chesed, Mekayeh HaKol V'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofeh Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayeh Emunato Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bar Kivurot, Umidom Melach, Melech Mimi to Mechaye, Umazmi Yeshua, Venemana Tali Hayota Kol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechaye HaKol.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please be seated. We now pause for silent prayer.
Il razzo nimre fi, il razzo nimre fi, Engel bil lefanecha, Adonai suri Oh, may the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable before you. My rock and my redeemer. Oh, say shalom bimrama. Oh, say shalom aleinu. Be'okol Yisrael. Amen.
As we enter the memorial segment of tonight's worship, it's the practice in our community to consider a text from the Mishnah, the understanding of our Jewish sages from almost 2,000 years ago. In a type of sacred Hebrew anagram, the letters of Mishnah are rearranged to get another important word, neshama, meaning spirit or soul. Learning helps us to reorder ourselves as we preserve neshama, a person's essence. We read in the Mishnah how Rabbi Tarfon would say, "You are not required to complete the work, but neither are you at liberty to abstain from it." In essence, in all that we do, we carry a torch in a relay. Gail's reflection tonight underscores that lesson and highlights how Sylvia carried her torch. Gail?
Thank you all for coming tonight. It means so much to us all that you are here. Sylvia Pashkus Polokoff Engel, our matriarch, was a woman of valor, a woman who celebrated family, always accommodated other people and met adversity head on. My mother grew up in Brooklyn in a tiny apartment with her grandparents. Since her own mother left every day to go to work, she was cared for by her grandfather and his second wife, Gutki. Gutki, childless herself, had married a widower with 5 children. Gutki worried that when she died, no one would ever remember her. Sylvia, being Sylvia, sought to reassure her and vowed that if she ever had a daughter, that child would be named after her. And that is how I became to be Gail. Yesterday, I spoke of the only fight I had with my mother in childhood about a sweater. The only altercation I ever witnessed between my parents in their remarkable 4-decade-long marriage was when my father, who was fond of gadgets, made the mistake of buying her an ice crusher for their wedding anniversary. My brother Eric and I can't remember exactly how he made amends, but recall that he did and that the ice crusher was returned. After an embolism during my father's open heart surgery, which caused him to lose his sight, Sylvia drove the new Lincoln Continental that had been Arnie's pride and joy. She didn't want to sell it because Arnie loved riding in it, although she felt uncomfortable behind its wheel due to its sheer size. That car grabbed headlines in the Norwalk Hour when parked in Jefferson School's parking lot. It was stolen and used in a bank robbery. The thieves had been given money that smoked so that the car and money were ditched as the police descended on Sylvia in her classroom to interrogate her about the robbery. Clearly, she was not the culprit, and we knew they were tall because they moved the seat back. When Arnie was in Mass General in a coma, Sylvia befriended the mother of a young girl who had suffered a terrible horseback riding accident. Not only did she comfort her at that time, but they kept in touch for years later. She was always able to reach out to others and look beyond her own pain. Never an animal lover, when a beloved patient of Arnie's passed away, Sylvia nonetheless fostered a timid boxer named Jaja, who was afraid to be left alone and ate much of the wood of the screened-in porch and living room, I remember. Rather than hear Jaja cry on a cool day in March, Sylvia brought Jaja to the Norwalk YMCA to take us to learn to swim lessons and left her in the car with the windows open. Jaja jumped out and into the back seat of a convertible parked next to Sylvia's car. Jaja fell asleep and she remained undetected until the owner of the car and his girlfriend became amorous and were suddenly greeted by a fierce-looking boxer. She handled this incident, as she handled everything, with calm and grace. She moved to Norwalk, Connecticut, which was then the wilderness, to her New York City relatives, but always kept up her connection to them. She was devoted to Arnold's family, and even after his death, remained close with all of his relatives. They became her relatives. She repeated this pattern in her second marriage to Howard, and along the way forged new friendships with the extended Engel Mason clan, as well as with new friends they both met together. Sylvia graduated from Hunter College, and she was fond of saying that in her cultural milieu, she knew of no one who went away to college. She spoke 3 languages and was successful at almost everything in life except athletic pursuits. She never learned how to ride a bike. At summer camp, at a young age, she nearly drowned in the lake when she realized that the counselors who were supposed to be watching her were too busy flirting with each other. With her dogged determination, she willed herself back by doggy paddling to shore. Sylvia hosted many bridal showers for the daughters of close friends and relatives with her signature quiche Lorraine, and it's something that I have done as well due to her example. She often talked about what it is like to lose a mother. A good friend, Harold Foster, had once remarked to her that after his own mother had died, every time he got that promotion or achieved something extraordinary, he wanted to call his mother and share that special news. As Sylvia's dementia worsened, my brother and I experienced that ourselves. But I know that every time something joyous happens, or when we meet life's unexpected challenges, as she did countless times, she is there rooting us on.
You are not required to complete the work, but neither are you at liberty to abstain from it. A model of calm and caring, commitment and identity has been bequeathed to us. May our remembrance of Sylvia's neshama help inspire us in our work. We turn to page 576 for Psalm 23.
Adonai roi lo exalt, Ino deshe yabetzeni, Ame manuchot, Yanaleni. Nafshi yashovev, yashovev, Yancheni b'magelet.
Oh, so that you can rewatch it.
Yancheni b'magelet tzedek liman shemo. Gam kilech begeit salmavet laira ki imadi shivtecha b'mishantecha Hamuni. Tamrosh lefanai, Shulchan negetorai, Dishanta v'shemen roshi, kosi rivayo. Yidifuni, koli mechayai, koli mechayai, shabti b'beit Adonai, li'orech yamim. Adonai roi lo exalt, Adonai roi lo exalt.
Psalm 121 is across the page on page 577. I turn my eyes to the mountains. From where will my help come? My help comes from Adonai, maker of heaven and earth.
Esahenai el heharim, me'ayin yavo ezri. Esahenai el heharim, me'ayin yavo ezri. Ezri me'im Adonai, Use shamayim va'aretz. Ezri me'im Adonai, Use shamayim va'aretz.
The psalm concludes, Adonai will guard your going and coming, now and forever.
There are stars
long after the sun is gone. And so it is with the people we love, the places we shared our lives. Their memories shine ever brightly, though their time with us is done. And the stars up above that light out the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us and help us find our way. These are the lights that guide us and help us find our way. So as we live, we honor their lives. So as we live, we remember. So as we live, we honor their lives. So as we live, we remember. So as we live, we honor their lives. And we remember. They are the lights that guide us and help us find our
Here is a poetic translation of the El Malei Rachamim prayer that Linda will momentarily chant. May the source of life, the fountain of all being, open our hearts to compassion and our eyes to wisdom, that we might glimpse in perfect peace and sadness the way of all things. May Sylvia's, may Sima Bat Yaakov and Nettie's memory be for us a blessing, and may we never let the light of her love grow dim in our hearts. May we remember all her worthy and righteous deeds, that her memory be forever bound up in the bond of life. God is our source and our destination, our beginning and our end. May her death awaken us to this truth, that the bond of love we shared and share not be severed in sorrow. May she rest in peace. Together we say, Amen.
El Malei Rachamim Shochen Bamromim Hamzeh Minucha Nechona Tachat Hamper Hashkina Im Kirashim Utuharim Gizoharakim Azmirim et nishmat Sima bat Yaakov ben Neti she'achaleho ulama ba'al harachamim yastirei habiseter kenevav leolamim B'Yitzro ha'chaim et nishmata Adonai hu hakalanta V'tanua b'shalom mishkava V'nomar Amen.
Page 586, we rise as we begin our concluding prayers with the Aleinu. The Aleinu that we chant is the second paragraph down on the page.
עלינו לשבח להדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגי הברצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
ונאמר, page 591.
ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
One final prayer. The Kaddish, unlike the many we've already recited, does not address God directly, nor does it employ the two familiar biblical words for God, Adonai or Elohim. Instead, we speak about God, and we speak about hope, and hope for shalom, for peace and peace of mind. It teaches God's presence is hallowed and glorified through our encounter with remembrance and one another. After our service, those who wish can head into the breakout rooms for Iris or Ellen and me, and or Gail and Steve, or Jay and Susan. You can pop in on the other rooms by simply leaving the breakout rather than the meeting and then asking to be placed in a different room. Our family is most grateful to Michelle and to Rebecca Rosen, who have coordinated our Zooming these past 2 days. We turn to 598 and invite all who are able to rise for our mourners Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divra chirute v'amlich malchute, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitbalal shemei dekudesha barichu. La'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Hosei shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zechrona levracha. May her memory be for blessing. We say amen. Please be seated.
Say shalom, shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Israel, ve'imru amen. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Amen. Shalom, shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Israel, ve'imru amen. Ve'al kol Israel. Amen.
Thank you, Lisa and Linda and Catherine and Gail. As we break into our breakout groups, Howard, Sylvia's husband, will be with Iris in that breakout.